It is the year 2025, and Kanye is still getting away with whatever he wants to do. Why? Because his audience allows him to do it. Time and time again, he has proven that he can make anything cool. Well, he doesn't actually make it cool. You do it because he told you to do it, because you guys worship Kanye. He literally walks around calling himself Yeezys. That's how much power he has over a lot of fashion and sneaker influencers, guys. Kanye just keeps us guessing every single day. I think anxiety is the proof of his influence. And I'm going to be honest, the Yeezy jumped over the jump man. In this video, we're going to analyze Kanye's impact on fashion and sneakers and compare it to that of Michael Jordan. And just a heads up, this video is full of a lot of opinions. If you're allergic to those, I suggest you leave a like and tell me why you're allergic to opinions. So let's kind of go over this thing I call the Kanye effect. We saw this at the Grammys. Full blown, live, and nude. You know what I mean? These types of moves are made to generate some type of shock and appeal. The Kanye effect is simply controversy. The more outrageous something is, the more attention it grabs. Attention is more valuable than money nowadays. We can see that thanks to social media. There's no shortage of Kanye being Kanye. There's moments of him saying the most outlandish stuff. It's been around since before YouTube itself. This man has been a meme ever since he began existing. Some find his delivery very offensive, he's very polarizing, but at the end of the day, he's loved and respected by many. Very few people can convince somebody to buy $20 socks. He even made people buy a cheap MP3 player to listen to an album. Do you still have your Yeezy stem player? I thought so. He even had y'all rocking weird Alien vs. Predator helmets, Peep the Foam Runner helmet. When are these going to release on the general market? I need to look like a Power Ranger villain. My point is, Kanye always finds a way to push the boundaries on what is acceptable. His designs get bolder and bolder every time he releases something new. And this boldness is so bold that simple has become bold. Look at some of his recent releases. They're just basic shoes, but people like how bold they are. It's the idea of breaking the norm constantly that makes these sneakers and this whole fashion thing so appealing. The Kanye effect transcends fashion. It is a mindset for a lot of people. Hot take, Kanye may have succeeded where Michael Jordan failed. Gasp, I said it, but let's figure out why. It is a known fact. Jordan brand dominates sneaker culture. Hell, they are the epitome of sneaker culture. The impact that Michael Jordan has had on sneakers cannot be erased. Jordans worked because they look cool. I mean, look at the color blocking on these things. These were the definitive schema of what it meant to wear a shoe. And as dominant as the brand is, they've kind of gotten a little predictable. Jordans rely on the past. They rely on nostalgia. They rely on something that's familiar. And with the exorbitant prices of a lot of resellers, people have turned to Yeezys as a cheaper alternative. They're new, they're stylish, and they don't cost as much. And sometimes the quality control does not add up with Jordans. I mean, the upside down Jumpman, the backward swooshes, this happens a lot. Glue stains, I mean, people don't know what they're buying sometimes. In 2022, everything was erupting like a volcano for Kanye. Yeezy did not survive. Adidas wanted nothing to do with the Yeezy brand. They were cutting ties to them because of a lot of the controversial things he said. And on top of that, they were also borrowing a lot of his designs. And Kanye was just outright just losing it, bro. He really destroyed a lot of partnerships with Gap and Adidas, and he decided, you know what, I'm gonna go out and just do my own thing. And it was crazy to see because Kanye was a big part of Adidas really surviving in a new decade. He really brought that brand back to life with the Ultraboost and the Yeezy 350s. He really made them a strong competitor against Jordan. People liked Yeezys because they were cheaper and they weren't afraid to experiment with things. The experimentation gave it value, it gave it memories, it gave it something that people found to be special, because a lot of people may not be into sports, but they're into music, and that's why a lot of people gravitated towards Yeezys. I mean, you could see it in the way that the concerts are done with Kanye. His fans really, really worship him. And you know, it begs the question, could Michael Jordan survive without Nike? And the answer is yes, I do believe in a day and age nowadays, with the amount of influence that Jordan has built up with Nike, if he were to part ways with Nike, he would probably survive and make his own shoe brand. But guess what? Nike would also survive as well. I don't think Adidas has that same momentum that they did back when they were partnered with Kanye. Back when they were partnered with Kanye, people would go on the Confirmed app just to cop Yeezys. They were excited for the new releases. Nowadays, they got the basic silhouettes, the Sambas, the Gazelles, you know, the Forms, but they don't have anything that's really generating hype as far as like the average consumer goes. Nike kind of has the same thing going on when you look at the Air Maxes and the P6000s, but they got a lot more like flagship basic models than Adidas does, if you catch my drift. Whereas Jordan, if he were to part ways with Nike and do his own thing, I think coming up with new designs would be very difficult because it'd be almost like he's copying the whole Yeezy movement per se. So it would rely on him using, once again, older nostalgic models where Kanye is constantly innovating, and that's why people like his stuff so much. I bet you if I showed you a pair of Jordan 33s, you'd be like, what are those? Yeah, they look like Perfect Cell from Dragon Ball Z. Nobody's out here rocking them. My whole purpose behind this video was to educate you on the fact that influence looks different in many different ways, in many different forms. In this case, Kanye is very influential because people feel very connected to his personality. Whereas with Jordan Brand, the influence is just seen from constant repetition. It's ingrained in history. And I honestly think in some ways, Kanye was able to do something different from Jordan because he put his personality into the shoes. Whereas people look at Jordans as more historic moments in time. Think flu game, all right? These moments often spark a lot of nostalgia in many sneakerheads. And that is not the only type of influence that exists. Nowadays, there are going to be a modern group of sneakerheads who connect with the whole Yeezy era and think of it as a nostalgic part of their past. And can we just respect the influence on both ends? Who knows? If you like the video, be sure to comment, subscribe, do whatever. I know it's been a minute since I've been uploading content, but life, hills, valleys, but we're here and I'm back, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll catch you next time. Peace.